Greetings, lore seekers, and welcome to another episode of The Lost Archives, a Star Wars Legends lore series. Bonus episode this week, what with the recent trailer drop on episode 9. I'm probably going to go into its own separate video on my reaction to that. But now, as such, some of you are probably having the question, how the hell did Palpatine survive the Death Star? Obviously, this is going to be the Legends way in which he did this, not the canon way, as we don't yet currently have details. And it may even turn out that in the canon movie, Palpatine may only turn back up as a spirit, not a Force ghost, as Sith cannot manifest as Force ghosts. However, how Palpatine survived in the Legends canon is he was using a technique he stole from the Jedi called spirit transference, originally created by a Sith Lord that the Jedi had heavily restricted the information on once they found the holocron. Not, however, wanting to destroy the holocron, because the ability for spirit transferal could be used to help people who were severely injured in their original bodies and could be transferred to clone bodies. So, as Palpatine does as he steals everything of use, nails included, he will milk it for all it's worth. So to that end, he would set up a cloning facility on the secret throne world Abyss, with several cloning tanks that would be guarded by Dark Jedi and his own breed of gene-altered soldiers, as well as a personal private physician that he trusted above all else. Now, the downside to this is that the clones would be heavily ravaged by the dark side energies and power that he possessed, while not also being sustained by the Force like his original bodies. This is one of the weaknesses of clone troopers. I'll be going into a bit more detail on this when I eventually do a video on cloning. But this basically meant that the Emperor would eventually have to find a more suitable body. He wasn't really too concerned by this though, because he had an endless number of clones that he could use at any point. Now, the main trouble he faced is that when the Death Star 2 blew up, and he was vaporised in the main reactor, he was very far away from any of his clones. So for a few years he would just sit there as a disembodied spirit, travelling the vastness of the void. Just on a quick side note as well, spirit transference is also known as essence transference, which has been used in many different ways by the Sith to bound their spirits into objects. Anyway, getting back to where we were with Palpatine. During this time he would receive help from State Prestige, his Grand Vizier, who in the interim had taken control of the Empire, and various Sith spirits, until eventually he was able to possess the body of one of the Emperor's hands, known as Jeng Droga. Now, at the time, the body of Jang was severely injured, so Palpatine was able to use the body to call out to Prestige, who then sent his body back to Abyss. This drove Jeng mad during the process, I might add. And once he was there, Palpatine was able to transfer into a new clone body and then slowly begin rebuilding his power on Abyss. All the while the Empire was burning around him, until about 6 years later on, when he would return to power and start enacting reconquering of the galaxy, all the while using more and more clone bodies as they became ravaged, destroyed, or degraded over time. One thing I will be covering in the Imperial Civil War video will be what goes on once the Viper's Nest is stirred. Doesn't matter who you are, you're going to get bitten eventually. Anyway guys, this has been a short video on how the Emperor returned from death. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. If you do subscribe to the channel, please check the bell for notifications. And I will see you on the next episode of The Lost Archives. Take care, lore seekers, and have a good day.